How did your husband come into your life?
I was joining these prayer calls with a woman of God here, and I think it was like prayers for breakthrough in marriage. And so I remember getting on one of the calls October of 2022, October 31st to be exact, of 2022, and herself and another a prophet, a man of God, his name is Gabriel. He said, he prophesied in that regard about marriage, and then she had a vision where she saw me being celebrated. She said, "I see you in a white gown, a wedding gown, and then I see them placing a crown up on your head, and also putting on like this really beautiful coat." And she was like, "And people, you're walking in, and people are rising up to celebrate you." And so she just basically decreed that, and that was October of 2022, the end of October, going into November. And then she reached out into the chat, and she said, "Is there any of you in here that is that's interested in becoming a chaplain for schools?" And I was intrigued. I'm like, "Oh, of course." So I was like one of the first people to respond. I was like, "Yes, I would love to do that. I'm interested." And so she private messaged me on the side, and she said, "Okay, this is the person who is going to contact you." And it was my now husband, Joshua. And so I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so she's like, "Yeah, he'll be calling you." And so I end up getting a call from him. Please know my smile will be on big from now, since I'm talking about him. And so then all of a sudden, he gives me the call. We're on the phone. We briefly talk about the chaplain program in schools, in Texas and Houston. And then we start talking about the Garden of Eden. And I'm like, "Lord, okay." Like, it was the conversation was just really good. And we talked for about 2 hours. He was telling me, you know, all of his business, and I was like, "Lord, this is crazy." I was like, "Why is," I slightly questioned, but I knew what it was. I slightly questioned. I was like, "Lord, he's really, telling me a lot of information that I'm not necessarily asking." I was like, "But okay." And so we talked for 2 hours, and we got off the phone, and we just remained connected. We continued to contact one another.